Alright, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's been a while. Lots of changes have happened. Lots of new trucks and everything. The reason I've been inactive on YouTube for a little while is because just life's been busy. Haven't had the time for it. And also, I had to get a new camera setup currently. Running on a DSLR camera, an actual vlogging setup with a mic and everything. Prior, we were using just iPhones. And we kept running out of storage. And couldn't record and everything, and so I finally was like, I need to get an actual setup. So that's what we're recording on now, is a DSLR Sony 6300. So hopefully that will allow us to keep making these videos. We got about 500 gigs of storage on it, so that should be plenty. So there's been a few trucks added to the fleet that I got, this being probably my personal favorite. This is, in my opinion, a holy grail truck. It is a 01 24 valve, originally a sport truck. It was an OG sport, 4-wheel drive with a 6-speed manual, extended cab, short bed, 4-wheel drive obviously. So in my opinion, this is one of the holy grail trucks, just because I like a 24 valve and I like a 6-speed and I like an extended cab shorty. When it comes to a second gen, this is what I would want. This one being a P-pump 24 valve. I had shied diesel 30 over lines. I cracked one the other day driving down to Oklahoma City, and we had to swap the stock VP lines, bent them, and made them work on the side of the road. So that's there for the time being until my lines get warrantied out. I got a Smeding S363 hooked up to a diesel auto power 3-piece manifold. Currently, I know some of y'all are going to start asking. No, we are currently not running any head studs whatsoever. And since we're not running any head studs, I know I'm going to get the questions on why I'm not running head studs. Big reason being is this engine currently, unfortunately, is a 53 block. And if any of y'all know anything about a 53 block, they are known for cracking, and that is not something that I personally want to mess with. So what my plans are is, I'm already kind of getting that set up, is building a whole other motor for this, because the plans for this truck is not a drag truck, but I want to go fast in it. I want a dailyable street truck, making somewhere around in the 800 to 1200 range, somewhere around in there, and I would be really happy with that. But to get there, this 53 block ain't gonna do it. So if this engine were to blow a head gasket, we ain't putting head studs in it. I'm gonna swap the motor instead, because I don't want to go buy head studs and end up 2 weeks later cracking a block and then the head studs are worthless. So my plans are just run this until it goes, and we got the other motor hopefully set up by that time. We can go ahead and swap it out with a 55 block and keep on going. So the previous owner of this truck, when I got it, was kind of halfway P-pump swap. Not really, it was halfway. So I've done a lot of work to this truck to get it to the point it's at. So the guy I got it from told me it had 200 horsepower injectors. I don't believe that. I'm leaning more towards the hundreds. It does have full cut delivery valves. When I put the pump in, I put full cut delivery valves in it, 4K gov spring. So I know what's done to the pump, and it's maxed all the way out in its tuning side of it. And then obviously combination with the 363. Really right now I think our biggest hindrance is the injectors, and then we're currently building a compound setup for this thing, which will be a GT500 side-by-side kit, which will be pimp. So lots of mods done to this thing. Outside of the motor, we got a 3-inch AFE power intercooler, which helped with EGTs tremendously. This is a Fast 220 industrial series off of like a Peterbilt semi, as you can tell by the sticker. This truck has sled pulling traction bars already installed on it when I got the truck. My plans for this truck is, honestly, I want to put it on full air ride, front and rear. That way, if I want to go fast, I can drop it down to the tires. And if I want to, go to a show and look cool and all that, raise the bags all the way up and have a tall truck, you know. This thing, when it goes to shows, will be sitting on big wheels, and most of the time when I'm just whipping it around, you'll see it on stocks. So everything will be powdered when I do the airbags and everything like that. So who knows where we'll go with that. Everything should be powdered when we go to do that. So here is the GT500 that we're putting in it. I can easily fit my whole fist inside that, whole palm of my hand in that. That makes an S488 look tiny. That's what we're going to be putting on a compound setup on the P-Pump truck. It should build, we're going to wastegate it to about 80 to 90. I don't want to go much over that. That turbo is more than willing to go over 100 PSI, as big as it is, but we want to wastegate it down just because this truck is a daily, like, not a daily, but it's going to be, you know, driven on the street and everything like that. So, you know, we got to take that into consideration, EGTs, and I still want to be able to pull trailers with it and stuff like that. So everything like that's got to be taken into consideration. When you go way beyond 100 PSI, you're going to get way too hot EGTs, and your reliability is going to go down the drain. So we don't want that to happen. It moves out pretty good, and like I was saying, we got tons of more plans. When it gets to compounds, definitely going to put bigger injectors in it. For right now, probably going to rock what I got in it, and then we're going to probably put 250s, maybe even 400s, but I doubt it. We'll probably stick with 250s in it, but that is just to be able to spool that turbo. And I have plans of hooking a little bit of nitrous up to it to help spool that GT500. Even though that it's on a compound setup, it's going to struggle just because it's a big turbo. So we're gonna have to hook nitrous up to it probably, which should be really fun. So I appreciate y'all watching the channel. Reason I'm getting back into it is I miss doing it, and I've had tons of people almost begging me to get back into doing YouTube. And so my biggest hindrance, like I said, was the actual vlogging setup, which now shouldn't be an excuse. We have a full-blown vlogging setup, so hopefully we can get back into the swing of things. So if you enjoyed the video, sorry about my voice. I've been kind of sick here recently, so stay tuned for more, because there's a lot more videos coming to the channel.